The Neuroscience of Decision-Making, Explained Simply. Intro. Imagine a tiny battlefield inside your brain where logic, emotion, memory, and reward systems clash every time you make a decision, from choosing breakfast to shaping the course of your life. The brain's CEO. High in your forehead, the prefrontal cortex acts like a meticulous CEO, calculating risks, predicting outcomes, and orchestrating every thought and plan with a precision that defines who you are. The emotional brain. Meanwhile, your limbic system floods every choice with feelings, instincts, and memories, subtly nudging you toward decisions that feel right, even when reason says otherwise. Logic versus emotion. Decision-making is like a silent tug-of-war between icy logic and fiery emotion, and understanding this inner battle can change how you navigate life. Fast thinking. System 1 thinking reacts in an instant, spotting danger, recognizing patterns, and allowing you to act before you even realize what's happening. Slow thinking. System 2 thinking, slow and deliberate, kicks in when complex problems arise, letting you weigh options, imagine futures, and consider consequences with clarity. The balance. Your brain constantly dances between these two modes, seamlessly blending intuition and reason to guide your behavior without you noticing most of the time. Dopamine's role. Dopamine, the brain's chemical messenger of pleasure and motivation, lights up your mind with anticipation of rewards, driving you toward actions that feel satisfying or exciting. Rewards drive action. Even tiny pleasures, like a favorite song or snack, activate reward circuits in your brain, shaping habits and guiding choices in ways you might not realize. Risk and reward. The allure of potential reward often tempts the brain to take risks, even when logic warns of danger, creating behaviors that are thrilling, bold, or occasionally reckless. Memory matters. Your hippocampus stores countless experiences, silently providing lessons and patterns that influence every new decision you face. Often without conscious awareness. Social influence. Your brain constantly considers how your choices will be perceived by others, making peer pressure, cultural norms, and approval powerful forces in shaping behavior. Fear in decisions. The amygdala triggers fear and anxiety, alerting you to threats, and sometimes overriding reason to steer your decisions towards safety and avoidance. Stress impact. When under pressure, the brain shifts priorities, favoring instant relief and survival instincts over careful planning, which explains impulsive choices in tense moments. Uncertainty struggles. Faced with unknown outcomes, your brain experiences discomfort, hesitation, and mental strain, prompting shortcuts or avoidance strategies to reduce cognitive load. Habits and decisions. Repeated behaviors form habits that automate decisions, freeing mental energy while subtly locking you into predictable patterns that can either help or hinder your goals. Willpower and choice. Willpower emerges when the prefrontal cortex exerts control over the limbic system, allowing you to resist impulses, delay gratification, and align actions with long-term aspirations. Time pressure. When forced to decide quickly, your brain leans on intuition and heuristics, which can create brilliant snap judgments or costly mistakes depending on the circumstances. Decision fatigue. Making one choice after another depletes mental energy, reducing rational thinking and increasing the likelihood of defaulting to easier or less optimal options. Sleep and clarity. A well-rested brain restores neural pathways, consolidates memories, and sharpens reasoning, enabling decisions that are more deliberate, accurate, and aligned with your goals. Food and focus. Nutrition affects cognitive function profoundly, with low energy or blood sugar impairing judgment, amplifying impulsivity, and subtly altering your choices throughout the day. Age and decisions. Younger brains are wired to seek novelties and take risks, while older brains favor caution, reflecting how neural development and experience shape decision strategies over time. Experience counts. Repeated decision-making creates mental shortcuts that allow the brain to solve familiar problems faster, more accurately, and with less conscious effort. Framing effects. The way information is presented, highlighting gains or losses, dramatically alters perception, showing that context often guides choices more than the facts themselves. The power of defaults. Brains favor default options because they save energy, which explains why people often stick with pre-selected choices even when better alternatives exist. Choice overload. Too many options overwhelm cognitive resources, creating stress, indecision, and sometimes the paradoxical outcome of making no choice at all, regret factor. The anticipation of future regret can paralyze the brain, causing hesitation, overthinking, or avoidance even when a logical path is clear. Gut feelings. Intuition arises from subconscious pattern recognition, allowing the brain to generate fast judgments based on accumulated experiences without deliberate reasoning. Rewards versus punishments. The brain often responds more strongly to potential rewards than threats, shaping behaviors that are both adaptive and occasionally counterproductive. The role of culture. Cultural norms wire the brain subtly, influencing what feels acceptable, desirable, or taboo, and guiding choices in ways that often feel automatic. Technology influence. Digital environments bombard the brain with constant information, notifications, and decisions, challenging focus and subtly reshaping attention and priorities. Advertising tricks. Marketers exploit cognitive biases, crafting messages that nudge attention and influence decisions almost invisibly, highlighting the brain's susceptibility to persuasion. Learning from mistakes. Each mistake triggers neural feedback that strengthens learning, allowing the brain to adjust strategies and make better choices in the future. The power of reflection. Pausing to reflect activates slow, deliberate thinking, enabling rational analysis to counter impulsive reactions and improve outcomes significantly. The illusion of free will. Research suggests that unconscious processes often initiate decisions before conscious awareness, revealing that choice may not be as free as it feels. Improving decisions. Recognizing biases, habits, and emotional influences allows the brain to make decisions more aligned with long-term goals and personal values. Practical application. Techniques like slowing down, visualizing outcomes, and questioning instinctive reactions give your prefrontal cortex more control over your behavior. Everyday impact. From trivial daily choices to major life decisions, understanding the inner workings of your brain can illuminate why you act the way you do and how to act better. Final insight. Decision-making is not merely about willpower. It is the result of a dynamic neural system where logic, emotion, experience, and reward interact in ways that can be studied, understood, and optimized. Call to action. If this journey into the hidden world of your brain fascinated you, hit like, share it with friends, and subscribe for more explorations into the science of the mind and human behavior.